Hello darling firefighters, welcome to Cardelian Moon. I'm Lisa. Because of all the hard work you do all year round, I wanted to give something back this Christmas. So firstly, Merry Christmas, and do some readings for you guys, just to show the appreciation for, you know, always being there in our time of need for everyone, not just myself, but obviously everyone. So what I've done is I've already pre-shuffled and dealt 5 different piles of cards. If you just think of a number between 1 and 5, whatever number first comes into your head, and then pay attention to that reading, that will be your reading for over the Christmas and New Year. They're not specifically time stamped as such, so they might run for 3 or 4 months, it depends, but I hope it resonates. And like I said, I just wanted to do this to say thank you. So please think of a number between 1 and 5, and what I'll do is in the comments below, hopefully I'll work out how to do it, I'm blonde, I'll put the different pile numbers and what time they actually show up in the video, and you can go straight to that bit and have your reading. All right, but just again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for all you do for all of us. Thank you very much. Okay, so with no further ado, I will start with pile 1. We've got a few different cards here. We've got 3 cards from the Gilded Tarot. We have 2 cards from the Psychic Tarot. I've got 2 romancing cards for you, and I've got 2 angel answer cards. So at the end of the reading, I will get you to think of a question, and then I'll flip them over and we will see what your answers are from the angels, so to speak. So let's see where we're at. Okay. Got a very mixed bag going on here. I should have bought my glasses. I have bought my glasses. Okay, some of you are could be dealing with the earth sign, because you've got the Queen of Pentacles here, or this could be work related. Okay, it can work either way like that. You're a bit with it. It's a bit, you're a little discontented. You're trying to refine the balance within your work life, or like I said, with this person, and like I said, they could be an earth sign, so that's Capricorn, Virgo or Taurus. You may feel you're at a bit of a stalemate with it all. In the past, things have been good. You know, your life has been quite happy. You've had you know, what you, I don't think it's been an overly bad year for you. But you've kind of hit this rut, and whether this is within the relationship, which according to these it may be, I don't know, I'm guessing you feel like the like maybe the passion's gone a little bit, or maybe your passion for your job has gone, or your passion within this relationship has gone, but you're just feeling like there's no end, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. And this is quite a shame, because like I said, things are okay. I'm wondering what could have possibly happened to make you feel like this. I think you feel like you're being relied on a bit too much, and you know, there's a lot of there's some codependency there. I mean, there could be some excessive drinking going on, some excessive smoking. Now, I mean, this could be you, or this could be the person we're thinking of, or this could just be in general. I mean, to be honest, if you guys should really let your hair down over Christmas and New Year, but obviously a lot of you have to work, and I wouldn't blame you in the slightest if you liked a good drink, because the work you do, I most definitely couldn't do. I would not have the stomach or anything like that for it. But this rut, we need to find a way out of this rut, and I think the best way you can probably do that is, it sounds so cliche to say look inside yourself, but I think maybe what you need to do is start mirroring those around you a little bit. You know, if you've got someone that you feel is putting on you, or making you feel like you're stuck, or you know, I don't feel that you're not being spoken to. I feel like someone's kind of turned their back on you a bit, but it's their own issue. It's their issue. It's not your issue. And I think maybe you should just treat treat them as they're treating you at the moment. I'm not saying be nasty or horrible. I mean, if they're being spiteful, just put, you know, throw them to the curb. But if you know, they're like ghosting you, or they're or you feel you're, you know, even if this is at work, you know, if you feel you're being put on too much at work or something, you know, start doing the same back, so to speak. Do you know what I mean? And just, I would personally open up and speak and say, you know, that this isn't, like I said, this could be a work issue, this could be a situation with someone with you, but this, it may not be a Capricorn, Taurus or Virgo. It may be someone who's just moving very, very slowly at the moment. Maybe you want things to be a bit quicker, or maybe you want a bit more stability within a certain relationship. Do you know what I mean? And this person's dragging their heels. They're not really moving at the speed you'd like them to move at. So yeah, I would suggest a bit of mirroring. You know, like if someone's treating you a certain way, just do the same back. Just, I'm not saying tit for tat exactly. I'm just saying if someone's not really speaking to you, don't bother really speaking to them. Just maybe they're dealing with something. I do feel there is a personal issue with someone that, you know, that's in your situation or your life at the moment, that is just flat, you know. And I think it's probably best just to don't try and get them to open up. Don't try and get them to speak to you or change their ways. Just leave them as they are at the moment. And I mean, I'm pretty sure they're going to come back. I don't see any reason why they're not going to come back. Obviously, if you're feeling like this, then just cut yourself some slack. You know, the new year's coming up. When the new year comes up, reevaluate the situation, and see how you feel then. You know, see how you feel then, because you know how to be happy because you've been happy. So it's not like you can't get back to that situation. Do you know what I mean? And the other way this could read is that the other way this can also read is that there's been some in the past, so to speak. I don't know how else to word it. How can I try and articulate, Lisa? There's been some sort of like dull and boring and just life plodding along and not really doing anything, and you've now met someone, and you know you've got a stable relationship is now forming, you know, and you believe this is it, you believe this is the one and this is going to be forever. There is passion here, so that's very likely. I mean, it's obviously a very passionate relationship. Be careful it doesn't burn out too quick, obviously, and watch out for signs of them relying on you too much, because that will take you into a relationship. Okay, so that's the reading on that. I hope while you've been listening, you've been thinking of a question. If not, I'll give you a couple of seconds to think of one. Okay. And I'll show you the answers, and then I'll give you my intuitive read on them. Okay. So we've got remain positive and a peaceful, can you see those? Peaceful resolution. Like I said, if there has been issues in the relationship, and like I said, moving them and things like that, don't lose hope in them. I mean, this may not have been your question. I'm just putting these into the reading. These may have just answered your question as they are. But, you know, don't lose hope in them. Do obviously remain positive and hope that things are going to work out for the better, because, you know, they are saying there will be a peaceful resolution. If this is a work thing, try and keep your spirits up, even if work's really grinding you down at the moment. And again, totally understandable if it is. Try and keep your spirits up and it will sort itself out. All right, so that is the reading for pile 1. Thank you very much, and we will move on to pile 2 once I've moved all these out of the way. Okay, pile number 2. Let's see what's going on for you guys. Okay, pile number 2. I've got 3 cards from the Guided Tarot deck. I've got 2 from the Psychic Tarot deck. I've got 2 from Romancing the Angels and 2 from Angel Answers. And at the end of your reading, if you could just think of a question, I'll then reveal the Angel Answer cards, and hopefully they will answer your question. Also, I'll intuitively read them as well. Most of the cards I intuitively read. You'll find with these cards they'll sort of tell me a story, and I will give you that. Sometimes they give me 2 or 3 stories, and I will give you those stories. Okay, right, so I'm going to start with the love bit first, because there is a wedding card here. Now this could obviously mean that you may be going to a wedding, you may be getting married, or anything like that. And there's obviously healing family issues. Now, this healing family issues can sometimes mean maybe you're with someone and you've got a very different cultural background, or you're hoping next year to get married and you're planning your wedding, but some of the family are kicking off about it, like, I don't want to sit with Auntie Maud, and I want to be on the top table, and you know, who do we choose for best man without upsetting someone else? Do you know what I mean? So that they might be issues you have going on at the moment. With regards to these ones here, again, someone's feeling a little bit trapped or stuck, and there needs to be some. But I think if it's with regards to this wedding, it's like you just want to go, oh my God's sake, it's driving me nuts. Let's just put it on hold. Let's just leave it. Let's just breathe and come back to it another time. You know, not come back to it another time as such. You know, just take a break from trying to organise this wedding. I do see money kind of falling through your fingers a little bit at the moment, and we've got a message coming in, quite a clear and concise message. It may have been something you've been waiting for, but we've also got the 9 of Cups, which I consider a bit of a wishing card. And the 9 of Cups is sort of toasting yourself to all the hard work you have actually done. Do you know what I mean? Maybe this message is about maybe a drop in money, or maybe you've got an unexpected bill. I mean, it's Christmas and New Year. Who doesn't have unexpected bills and money falling through their fingers? Or maybe part of this wedding, or this, I mean, it can also be a big event, you know, like a celebration of love in some description. So you might be there might be a big celebration for a wedding anniversary or something like that. Maybe it's ended up costing a little bit more than you realise, you know, like the invoice has come in, so to speak, or you've received like an email or a text message saying, actually it's going to be this amount, sorry, we made a mistake, or whatever. So there could be that. But the thing is, the outcome, so to speak, I mean, this is just one away from the 10 of Cups, which is like everything, you know, emotionally, and it's everything. It's a beautiful card, really, really beautiful card. So this is only one away from that. So don't stress too much about it. Don't let it, just take a little bit of a break, like take a couple of days off from the organising of it or things like that, and just, you know, just maybe go on a spa break, get yourself amongst nature or something. I know that's quite easy for me to say, because you guys are very, very busy and always working, and you know, but just try, and I think with the jobs you do, which is very stressful anyway, you know, being firefighters, that's a really stressful job, and I don't know how you deal with half the things you see. I really, really don't. I definitely take my hat off to you, but I think with that and then this on top, it's just too much. So I would definitely think about taking a break. Now there's another story here as well. It could be that one of you, or some of you, I should say, the other story here is you had a bit of a breakup, not a very pleasant breakup, with an earth sign, which can be Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. Did I say Taurus? Taurus. Thinking about Brexit at all. Yeah, you could have had a breakup with them and you found it a bit hard to get over, you know, but you sort of, you've sat down, you've taken stock, you've cocooned yourself a bit, you've licked your wounds, you know, and now you've got this new love offer coming in from an air sign, which would be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, and it's looking pretty good, though the offer doesn't feel 100% stable yet, but that doesn't mean it won't. you know, because they've kind of come to you, and they've been quite clear and concise, but they've kind of dipped their toe in the water, you know. And this may have been someone new. You know, if it's not an air sign, though I think it may be, but if it's not an air sign, this could be someone who's trying to win your affections, but they're doing it like via air. So it could be like on Plenty of Fish, or on Tinder, or, you know, via email, via Facebook, you know, some sort of social media platform. You know, so they're not actually in your direct vicinity, but they are trying to get your thing, you know. And this could, and again, because the weddings cards here, I'm not saying you're going to marry this person, but, you know, it is showing that there could be a good stable offer in the end. And bear with them though, because what they're probably going to do is, because they're still sort of testing the water, so to speak, they're going to come in and then they're going to go away, and then they're going to come in and then they're going to go away, you know. So you might have to be a little bit patient with them, because it might be where they've been hurt in the past, or they've just not they're not really emotionally mature enough yet. I'm sorry, I know it sounds a bit nasty, but they're not. And again, there might be some cultural differences between you, or it might be that they've been adopted or something along them lines. Okay, so bear that in mind. Okay, so that covers them cards. Now, I hope you thought up a question. I'll give you a couple of seconds to do that. I'll have a mouthful of tea while you do that, which is cold. Yum. Okay, the answer to your questions, you got a yes and a choose a new direction. Right, so with regards to what I just said with about maybe this being a relationship, it could be, yes, this relationship's going to go ahead, but maybe you need to not run it like you have your other relationships, you know, along them lines. Don't run it along them other relationships. If you're already in a relationship, I'm just reading them intuitively now. I mean, they would have answered your question directly, whatever question you were thinking about, but I like to add a bit of intuitive to them as well. If you're already in a relationship, I'm guessing, yes, it's going to be okay, right? Maybe change up how you do it, you know, change up how the relationship is. Try and change the dynamics within the relationship a little bit. If you're actually thinking of splitting up with your partner, then yes, and choose a new direction, I think, are pretty self-explanatory. So, okay. Right, so that was poll number 2. Thank you very much for that and joining us for that. And again, thank you for all you do. I will now move on to poll number 3. Okay, hello, those of you that chose 3, poll number 3. Like I said, I'm just doing this to say thank you for all the hard work you do for us guys. You know, us mere members of the public, so to speak. And I just wanted to sort of give you like a little Christmas present, so to speak. I'd love to buy you all a present, but who can afford that? So what I've got here is I've got 3 cards from the Gilded Tarot. I've got 2 from the Psychic Tarot. I've got 2 Romance and the Angel cards, and 2 Angel Answer cards, which I'll leave face down for now. And at the end of the reading, I'll get you to think of a question and we'll see what the angels have answered. But then I do also read them intuitively as well. Okay, right. So let's see what we have going on here. Okay, there could be... okay, we've got some earth energy here and some, actually quite a bit of earth energy here. And a little bit of air energy, a little bit of water energy. Okay, so we've got a few different star signs we're dealing with here. We've got like Air, Aquarius, Libra. We've got Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Possible Cancerian, maybe Taurian. Okay. Something has recently, I think a love offer has been presented to you recently, and you've chose to ignore it for some reason. Now, I'm not exactly sure why you've chose to ignore it. and there's an issue with some money. Oh, okay. All right. There could have been a breakup recently of a relationship, and we're trying to sort out the child maintenance payments and things like that. It's going to be difficult, isn't it? You feel quite stuck by this, and you also feel that it hasn't been fair. If the result has already come in, you feel it hasn't been fair. You feel like it's really stopped your way of. Sorry, can you hear that singing? That's my friend is also a gardener, bless her, and she's doing my garden, and I can hear her singing. So I hope you can't hear that. Sorry. Yeah, you feel it's, you know, it's been quite unjust that either, you know, if you're a man or a woman or whatever, depending what side of the CSA you're on with this, you either feel you're paying too much or you're not receiving enough to warrant what you need for the children. And this has left you feeling you've got no options. There's no options at all. You all right, honey? Yeah, it's left you feeling that you've got no options. You know, you can't move forward. You can't. It's taken away all your choices, and it's left you feeling a bit bleh, basically. I can't actually see a solution for you here. I'm sorry, I'm not going to lie to you. I really, really can't. I mean, the only thing you can really do is change your perspective of it for yourself. That's the only thing you can really do here. The other way this can be read is that a love offer came in, but you're so worried about your finances at the moment, you've chosen to ignore it. And again, I feel there's probably been a pay cut. Obviously, there's been a pay cut. You know, you work for the government, of course, there's a pay cut. But there is a promise of things improving. Do you know what I mean? I think for some of you, you may decide, you feel a bit stuck at the moment, but you may decide to take on an additional little part-time job or something, or a little venture that's just going to help bring in some pennies. Like, you know, you might decide to, I don't know, be a handyman or seamstress, or I don't know, you know, but just a little something, like sort of turn a hobby into a bit of pocket money making along them lines. Now with the love cards, we've got a little bit of a confliction here. So I don't know if any of you are actually in a three-way situation where or you've got a choice where one of you feel it's real love, and the other one you just feel like, you know, like, oh, they really love you, so they're kind of feeding your ego, but you've really got your eyes set on someone else because you believe the someone else is the true love. Now, you may be right, you may be wrong on that, but I don't know, I mean, this person, whoever it is who's really into you, is really, really into you, but you're, yeah, I'm not too sure, you know, my head's turned this way, but you're kind of playing with them a bit, and I just want you to be careful that that isn't going to blow up in your face. So you need to be careful with that. With regards to the one you're actually looking at, it may well turn out to be the romance of a lifetime, but watch karma's boot, because if you mess around with this other one too much, playing with their emotions, karma will come along and kick you in the ass, because that's what karma does. Okay, right, okay, let's have a look. Have you thought of your questions? I'll give you a second or two. I'll take another sip of my very cold tea. So pleasant. Okay, the answer to your question: don't stop if you believe. Now, this could be in regards to the one you're actually looking at, the love you're actually looking at. This could also be, you know, maybe it will come in, it may be true love, you know, and you might get it. But like I said, be careful if you're toying with someone else's affections at the moment. The other thing, if you've been feeling with regards to maybe the CSA or the money situation between a split partnership, you know, just I think it will change. I think maybe what might happen is you might get a letter saying, oh, actually, we've made a mistake. I mean, the CSA aren't that great. Trust me, I have to deal with them. They're not that great. Or they might turn around and say, you know, there could be a change. There could be a mix-up in the paperwork or something like that. So there is a strong possibility that things could change with regards to that. So don't stress too much. Don't stress too much. And it can also be in regards to the additional sort of extracurricular hobby thing you want to do that might help bring in some money. So it could also be, you know, go for that. It's saying go for that. Okay. All right then, pile number 3. That was you guys. I hope some of that resonates for you. And I'll move on to pile number 4. Okay, those of you that picked pile number 4, I'm just going to let you know, most people, well, the other piles had 3 cards in the Guided Tarot, but I had 4 jump out for you. So I will include them and read them all. So you've got 4 from the Guided Tarot. You've got 2 from the Psychic Tarot. You've got 2 Romancing the Angels, which are quite nice ones actually, now I've seen them. And these cards are called Angel Answers. At the end of the reading, I'll ask you to think of a question, excuse me, and these will answer your question. Also, oh, sorry, I just got distracted by your cards because that's really interesting, sorry. Also, I'll read them intuitively as well. Now, there'll be 1 or 2 stories that these cards will tell me, so to speak, and I will go over them. Firstly, there's loads of brand new beginnings here. And there's a lot of earth energy on here, so and some fire energy. So you have got, this is actually the most positive one out of the, I mean, I haven't done deck 5 yet. I haven't done 5, but this is the most positive one so far. So well done if you pick number 4. You may have been feeling with a earth sign that's Capricorn, Taurus or Virgo. You may have felt they're coming towards you and it hasn't really gone anywhere, if you know what I mean. Like, but these cards are saying, just, you know, keep your patience, keep your strength. Just, you know, I know you're looking like, well, where the hell have they gone? You know, like that, they were coming. It was going to be great, and you know, where have they gone? It's like they disappeared through a hole in the earth. Don't worry, because they're still coming back. You've literally got 2 Ace of Pentacles here, so that is a very, very stable new beginning. Very stable new beginning. But we've also got it with the Ace of Wands, which is all about passion, creativity, fire energy. Okay, so this is telling me that there's definitely a passionate, new, stable offer coming your way. Okay, and you've also got victory and success card. So, you know, maybe you're sitting, maybe you're trying to will this into action. Do you know what I mean? It is coming. I doubt it's going to come before Christmas because everyone's stressed, but maybe in the new year. I mean, like I said, I'm doing these readings for like the next few months, so but don't pin me specifically to a time because they're never totally time specific. Might be within the next 6 months maybe. But yeah, this offer is going to come back in. Like I said, it could be a Capricorn, Taurus or Virgo, or it might just be someone who has got those sort of energies at the moment. You know, they are stable, they are secure. They do say what they mean. If they offer you something, they mean it. I mean, they're very generous. This person is very generous. They're I'm not gonna lie, they can be a little moody sometimes, but you know, if they say they're going to look after you, they do look after you, you know. So there's definitely this passionate, new, stable love offer coming. Just try and keep you calm about it at the moment. I realise they're coming and going, but I do sense that they are going to return. I do feel they're definitely going to return. In your love cards, you got, that's my dog, sorry, he's out in the garden with my friend. She's doing the garden for me. Don't let this have you feeling, because they're sort of coming and going, that you don't deserve, you know, love or romance or anything like that. You do. Do you know what I mean? But watch watch your flirting, because this energy, if they feel that you're flirting with someone else, or you know, you're giving your attention or even the slightest affection to someone else, they can get quite jealous, and they can pull back. So I mean, it may be possible that the reason they've sort of disappeared into the ether at the moment is because you've been a little too pally with someone for their liking or something like that. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be yourself. You should definitely be yourself. But, you know, sometimes in relationships we have to compromise. So still be yourself, but watch that you don't do things to extremes. You know, just tone it down a little bit, you know, and once they get to know you better, they'll know that you're not that type of person. Okay. Yeah, they'll know that, and then it'll be fun. But like I said, the offer's still coming in. I mean, there's a strong possibility they're probably watching you at the moment. That sounds really not in a stalking fashion, you know. But if you're already friends on Facebook or something like that, they might be checking out your page and things like that. But yeah, no, this is good. I mean, overall, this is good. You've got, you know, there's definitely love coming in. There's fun coming in. I mean, it could also mean that you've been hanging out for a new stable job offer, maybe a promotion within work, or maybe a total change of career. I mean, I don't know. But you know, these cards are also saying that if you are waiting for a promotion or a new stable job offer, something you're really passionate about, then that's coming in for you too. Okay, so it's either a love thing or it's you know, you're going to get this new job. There'll be a pay rise. There'll be maybe, like I said, you're being promoted up the ladder. So that's coming in as well. And you thought it had gone. There's a strong possibility you thought the job had already gone, but it hasn't. It's still there, and the chances are you'll be the one that's going to be offered the job. Okay. Right. Have you thought up your question? Okay. The answers you got are recovery and abundance. Okay. Now, I feel I've done 2 different readings with these cards. I feel the abundance is regarding the latter reading, you know, with regards to getting the promotion and the pay rise and the new job. Okay, so that's going to bring in loads of abundance for you. With the recovery, I think this is about where you feel this earth energy, or this person that's very generous and very stable and very giving has sort of come in and out and in and out, and it's made you feeling a bit icky. But like we said, with it, you have got the strength to deal with this. So like I said, just be calm, chilled. Don't go throwing your attentions to somewhere else, because I also find with earth signs, they can test you for quite a while, because believe it or not, though they come across as quite confident and quite strong, and I mean, they work all the hours God sends, they love working, and they're very career orientated, and underneath they're actually quite soft and sensitive, and if they think there's a chance you'll hurt them, especially if they've been hurt before, they will run for the hills. That's what they do. And they don't like too many questions. They don't like they can be easily stressed if they're already stressed to a degree, and what they do is they just shut down. Okay, so if you feel you're not getting attention, don't go running off and start flirting with other people, because they'll see that, feel that, and just see it as you don't want to know. And when they get the ump, they get the ump for ages, because they're, you know, they're the slowest moving, you know, the earth energy, they're the slowest moving signs in the zodiac. They really are. So yeah, bear your time. That you have to be really patient with them, you know. And if you know, if you're an air sign, I'm an air sign, and I know a Capricorn, and he's so slow. But yeah, keeping your patience can be a bit of a tough one. But you can't help but love them, bless them. So okay, that's your reading. Like I said, I read them intuitively, but hopefully they will answer your question, whatever question you were thinking of, with just the words. Okay, pile number 4. That was quite a nice reading. You've definitely done better than the first 3. Okay. Pile number 5, your turn. see what we have for you. I've got 3 cards from the Gilded Tarot. Put my teeth in today. 2 from the Psychic Tarot. I've got 2 Romancing the Angel cards. And then I've got 2 Angel Answer cards. And what I'll do is at the end of the reading, if you just think of a question or something along them lines, you will... Sorry, my brain just went completely blonde for a reason. If you think of a question at the end of the reading, I'll show you the answer to these. They should answer your question pretty much directly, but I will also read them intuitively. Okay, with the cards I've got here, I read them intuitively as well as with their meanings. So you might get 1 or 2 stories here. Hopefully something resonates with you. And like I said, I just wanted to do this for all the firefighters, you know, men and women and, you know, all of you that just put your lives on the line for us so often. And, you know, I just wanted to do something to say thank you. So this is for you. So if you chose page files, if you chose pile 5, sit down and we'll get started with your reading. Get yourself comfy. I'm going to put my glasses back on, sorry. Okay. Oh, quite a bit's been happening. It's been a little bit up and down, hasn't it? I feel there's been a breakup of the home, or because you were plodding, things were going quite nicely. You were plodding along fine. You know, life was quite good. There was all positive movement forward, and then something changed within the house, and this has affected you quite emotionally. It's a possible loss. It could be, okay, there's a couple of things it could be here. It could be maybe your child moved off to university or college or something along them lines, and this has left you with a sort of empty nest syndrome. It could be, and I'm hoping it isn't, that somebody has unfortunately passed, and it's affected the home, like whether the if someone passes within the home, obviously that's sad enough, but I think it's financially affected the home as well, with regards to maybe the house was in somebody's name and there's a problem getting it transferred into somebody else's name, so you know there might have to be a house move now or something along them lines. Sorry, I've got a very itchy nose. And you're sort of stuck waiting on paperwork from other people, you know, like solicitors or something along them lines. It could also be a loss within someone at work, because I know because you guys have to watch each other's back so much, you often see each other as family, and it could be a loss within work, and you guys are like having a collection for the family, like, you know, his biological family, so to speak. I know you're his firefighting family, but yeah, it could be something like that, and I really hope that isn't the case, because that's so sad that you guys, you know, lose your lives on the job. We have got, now the other thing we got here is there has been a change within the home. One of you has left the home, and it's like you're waiting for them to, sort of, the person you were with or the family situation you were in, you've left, you've moved on, and you're waiting for them to give a shit, really. And this is kind of making you feel a bit, you know what I mean, and it's making you, I feel you weren't appreciated or respected within your home environment, and it's sort of right, I'm done, I've had enough, I've got my money together, I'm off, I'm going to go get my own place, or I'm going to go and do my own thing. And you thought they'd be a bit more upset or a bit more worried about it at home in the original house, and that hasn't transpired, so that's left you feeling a bit, and I think the thing is they do feel like that, but for some reason they don't want to let you know. They don't want to let you know they feel like that. Now, it could be that maybe you were responsible for elderly parents or something like that, or because I don't actually see a major breakdown in the relationship, though it is possible. It is possible, but I feel maybe it was your time to flee the nest. So you've got two things here. You've either got some of you have got the empty nest syndrome because somebody has moved out, or you're the person that has moved out, and you expect them to have the empty nest syndrome, and they're actually getting on all right, and you're like, oh, well, they're going out now and they're doing this and doing that, and they don't seem to care that I've gone. The thing is, they do. Do you know what I mean? In either of these situations, there are emotions there. People don't always show their emotions, and sometimes we just have to bear that in mind. Everyone's got their own reasons for showing emotions and not showing emotions. So a lot of people don't like to be vulnerable, and to be honest, in your line of work, guys, even though I believe there's a strength in being vulnerable, the public and everyone look up to you guys, so you can't show that. It's almost like you're trained not to show any signs of vulnerability, because that could make a life or death situation change. I will put my teeth in a minute. I think I'm just excited because I'm talking to firefighters. I think it's the uniform. It's in my head. I'm convinced. Sorry, I'm being cheeky now. But yeah, I hope you get what I mean there, even though I muddled up my words completely. I do see if you can, like I said, some of you are feeling a little bit flat because of this emotional loss. Like I said, whether you've moved out or someone's moved out of house. If you just remember who you are, trust who you are, remember who you are. And I do see a rather passionate magnetic attraction coming your way. I mean, if you're already in a relationship, or you're already in a married or something like that, then I definitely see some passion and fun coming up for you in the next few months. Maybe you just spice things up a little bit or something along them lines, and why not indeed. So but if you are feeling a bit low, just bear in mind all the things you've done, and all the ways you help so many people every day, you know what I mean. And don't let anyone knock your self-respect. Basically, if you feel someone's trying to knock your self-respect, don't have that. Just don't. All right, trust me, there's millions of people that respect you for who you are and what you do, so just don't let anyone knock your self-respect at all. Okay, let's move on to your angel answers. Okay, so I hope you've thought of a question. I'll give you a second or two. I'll have a drink. Sorry for the barking. My friend is here. She's sorting out the garden for me, and she's got 3 dogs out there with her. So apologies for the barking. Okay, your answers are within the next few months. Wait. So these are obviously telling you to have a little bit of patience. Whatever it is you're thinking of is going to come around in the next few months. Okay. With regards to the reading, I think you will be hearing just how much things have affected people. Maybe after Christmas and the New Year, I think people are going to start opening up a little bit more to you. Yeah, that's exactly what I feel. And I just feel a bit of patience is needed. But like I said, also with regards to if someone's trying to put you down and knock your self-respect, wait before you go flying back at them, because this way, as you can see, it also has a sword on it, and I feel like someone might say something and they're just going to catch you at the wrong moment, and this person might just be genuinely bantering with you, and you're going to go in full force ready to strike. I'm not saying you're going to actually physically hit them. I'm going to say you're going to get verbally cutting. Okay, and you might really whoa from the person, that they might end up like that. Well, we've always bantered like this. What's going on? Why are you like cutting my head off? So just be a little bit careful if that sort of situation comes up as well. Okay, so that is all my 5 piles done. Like my teeth are getting worse. Again, I'd just like to say to all you firefighters, thank you so much for keeping us safe. You work all over the holidays. You know, sometimes you put us all first before your families and things like that. And I just wanted to, well, me and Joe at Cardelia Moon just wanted to give you something back to all the emergency services. So I got firefighters, which I was thrilled about. So I love you guys. And policemen, I got policemen. Joe's got like paramedics and the medical side and the military. So yeah, I wouldn't have minded the military either, I suppose. But I still think I got the best because I got firefighters and I love yous. So thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas and a very, very happy New Year. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye.